Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Harvest Valley Life podcast. This is a podcast that goes deeper into the life of the church. We explore relevant topics, discuss updates, and share real-life stories to both encourage and inspire you in your faith. Let's dive right in and get started. Hey, welcome to the Harvest Valley Life podcast. My name is Randy. I serve as a lead pastor at Harvest Valley Church, and we are so excited to have Matt Kosak with us this afternoon. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. Super excited.
Man, I appreciate you so much. If you don't know the Kosaks at Harvest Valley, you need to know the Kosaks, man. They're just an amazing family with a heart to serve, with a heart for people. And man, I just appreciate you guys going on this journey with us.
Yeah, no, it's been a great journey. It's been really life-giving to our family, just getting plugged into Harvest Valley Church and serving.
Yeah, I love it. You know, anything we have going on, the Kosaks walk through the doors, you guys serve, your whole crew shows up. And what I appreciate about both you and Jessica is just your willingness to be honest and your willingness to share your story. I know Jessica shared her story at Girls' Night Out, and I just heard, and I think she probably shared her story a couple times at Harvest Valley.
Yeah, she did. She was the first testimony for John.
Yeah,
first service. So
yeah, man. She teed that up, and there was something powerful like that happened when she just like shared her story. She was honest. I think honesty really helps people in their journeys.
Yeah, it does, definitely.
I love that. And I just appreciate you just being willing to share your journey today with your journey with alcohol.
Yeah.
And we just want to just dive right into that. And so if you wouldn't mind just like unpacking your story of, we talked a little bit about what that looks like for you just before the podcast, but first drink and life after that. And in essence, like how did it start for you?
Yeah, definitely. So I remember my first drink and was 12 years old, which is, it's crazy because my daughter's turned 12 years old this year.
Wow.
So like thinking back at that, that's crazy that I was that old when I first had it. But
yeah,
I had switched schools and I got invited in the fall to like this back to school party, whatever. It'd be my first party with no adults, and went there, got there with my friends. Didn't really know too many people. I knew other people, but didn't know people.
Yeah.
I was just trying to kind of fit in. Some high school boys came and one of them brought like a 12-pack of beer.
Sure.
We went outside from the inside, went to the patio. There's a bench press there, and he like started bench pressing and then like smoking a cigarette. And I thought, wow, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then there was a bunch of us at the party, but only 12 beers. So he started handing out beers and he handed me one. And I'm this new guy at school trying to make friends or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
And it was like that total like peer pressure moment that everybody warns you about.
Oh, yeah.
But I
real.
like totally threw that out the window. And he handed it to me. I opened it. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do.
Yeah.
But then he dared me to chug it.
Okay.
And so in that moment, I felt like a make or break moment of like,
right.
Well, this is going to set me up for middle school, high school. Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
So I did. And I remember tasting it and being like, oh, this isn't as bad as people thought.
Sure.
I didn't get that like that buzz or that feel or anything like that. And I was like, what? Like, I don't understand why were people saying this wasn't it? But I knew like, I can do this. This is not a problem.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my first experience with it. And that kind of set the course for my life a little bit, just knowing that like, that at the end, like it wasn't a big deal that people made it seem out to be.
Yeah. And so you mentioned like 12 years old, like you said, you have a daughter said that's turning 12.
Right.
I have a 12-year-old as well. And you're just like, you just see them just as so young and so little,
right.
And so like, accessibility is a thing. And so like you went to this like party, like accessibility at 12 years old, like how did that happen for you?
Yeah, no, it was something I remember my dad telling me when I was younger, like, oh, people are going to offer it to you. Take it. But I also knew it was against the law, like for young kids to get it. And this kid showed up with it. And then after that, even like weekends, every other party I went to, it was always there. It was always not a big deal. And because I had fit into that, I'm a drinker now in school, like I always got what I wanted when I showed up. And so
wow,
it was fairly accessible even in my teen years, even though it was illegal.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure like at 12 years old, it's just a casual thing, hanging out like at a party.
Yeah.
but I think there probably is moments in life where it crosses a threshold, or we're not even aware it crosses a threshold. Like, when did you feel like that happened for you? Like, just to, like, maybe getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Like, when did it like lose control for you?
Yeah. So I'd probably say like my junior and senior year of high school, like I'd say there probably wasn't a day where I didn't have something to drink, and it was after school. It wasn't getting super drunk all the time, but it was like I'd have a beer after school with my friends on the beach or whatever. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
But in 2007, I actually I was saved and I got in church and started getting plugged into a church, but I didn't really like give it up.
Yeah.
That was like something I didn't think I need to give up, and mainly because like, I justified Jesus drank wine. Okay, so we can drink. It's totally fine, totally good.
For sure.
And justified it that way. And it really didn't so I continued even as going to church and doing all this stuff like drinking, but in my mind, moderation, but it wasn't, it progressed slowly.
Yeah.
And then when 2010-ish, my wife and I moved to Omaha, Nebraska. And I didn't know anybody there. We moved for school, and we went there. Didn't know anybody. I made coworker friends, and that's what people do in Omaha. Is a lot, like at least the people I was connecting with was drink.
Sure.
It's just that was the thing, and it from Omaha basically until I got sober. That's where it spiraled. I went from like one beer or like a glass of wine a day to pretty soon it was a 12-pack a day to at like my peak it was a 24-pack of beer and like a half a handle of vodka in a day. Which also like it was just what life was, and that's how it really just progressed. And I was upset with myself for drinking, so I coped with that with drinking, like to suppress that. And so and then it became so much where it was just like my body was dependent on it. Like I couldn't stop even if I wanted to.
Wow. So can I go back in your story just a little bit? You mentioned like 2007, right? It was when you got saved. How old were you? About
20 years old.
About 20 years. That's when like God got a hold of your life.
Yes.
You know, can you just unpack that real quick? I mean, because I'm curious to say like, how did God get a hold of your heart? Like at 2007?
Yeah. So I was dating my now wife Jess.
Okay.
She had invited me to go to church, and I remember just saying, I don't really like the idea of church. There's too much lights, and it's like it always seems like a concert, a big production kind of thing.
Sure.
And so we go to this church, and we walk. I said, I'll go one time. We go and walk in, and there's a kids play going on, and they had it was a full on stage play with the lights and the microphones and just a big production. The thing I was saying I hate it, and I felt totally justified. Like, see, this is what it is. Even though I knew it was a kids play, and it's like this is why I hate it.
Right.
But I was like, whatever. And she said, okay, well, why don't we try again one more time? Like, just that was maybe a fluke.
Yep.
So we went to another church. We went to the Rock in San Diego.
Okay.
And the pastor was preaching on the sermon series was The Lies in the Da Vinci Code. And I remember really liking that movie back at that time.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember with my friends just being like, this is like it's the documentary that's not really documentary, so they don't get sued, but it's totally true.
Sure.
And we love the books, and we were just like, yeah, it's pretty good. And so I was really interested to hear what this pastor was going to say about what I thought was basically truth.
Yeah.
And I just remember listening and being like, I couldn't really refute what he was saying, like in my head.
Yeah.
And that night, like I dropped my Jess had to go to work. And so she went to work, but I felt like I needed to go back to hear that again. Cause I was like, did I really hear what I heard? And something was just gnawing at me. So I went to the 7 p.m. service that night. And at that service, like I just was listening, and I just felt, just kept hearing something saying, give up, give up and come down. They had an altar call. And that night I met Jesus and
come on,
gave my life to Christ that night. And so
that's amazing.
It's crazy. And then from there, it's kind of where my Christianity kicked off. And so
that's amazing. And so that was 2007.
Yep.
And then when did you get married then?
We got married in 2008. 2008.
Yeah.
Somewhere there.
We'll fact check it.
Yeah. Fact check it.
2008. Okay. Yeah. And at that time from 2007, 2008, just drinking was just kind of a normal part of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I'm a year off. It was 2006 and 2007 is when we got married. That's why. But,
okay.
Yeah.
So
2006 when I got saved, 2007 is when we got married. Yep.
Okay. Right. And then you said 2010 was go back to 2010. There was a moment for you.
Yeah. So we moved to Omaha. Jess had, she was going to go finish her nursing degree.
Yeah.
And she had looked at schools, and, she had gone to school in Omaha before. And so we found out it was going to be easier just to transfer the credits back to the same school that she already went to.
Okay.
So we decided to move. Plus that was, the economy in San Diego, the job market was pretty terrible at the time. And so we were like, we just need to, it was expensive and jobs weren't paying as much. And so we moved and decided to do that. And then I decided I was going to try to go to Bible college for a little bit there too.
Okay.
And so, but we had moved at the beginning of like the summer before anybody was even there. And then, that was kind of what our plan was. She was going to go to nursing school. I was going to try to go to Bible college and do that.
Okay. And that was 2010.
Yep.
And along, you all the while, I mean, you said you still have this journey with alcohol.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, do you ever remember like a moment, maybe there was like where people are like, hey, Matt, like, hey, there's like, do you feel like this is an issue? Or like, when did it like come like, okay, like, because eventually we're going to get into your story of rehab. Like something has to happen for you to like realize, okay, I need help. What kind of like led up to that moment for you?
Yeah. So even in San Diego, like, or even in high school, people like I would drink and just wouldn't stop, and so I'd go and black out. Like, and I know my friends would tell me like, oh, that was probably too much, or like, they knew if they took me to a party that's what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And so even at a younger age, I knew that was what was going to happen. And before we left San Diego, I remember like talking to someone, and they were just like telling me, hey, you're moving to a new place, maybe you shouldn't drink, like to get plugged in, and I didn't listen to that at all.
Sure.
And then even in Omaha, like, just with I think not knowing the friends, so it was something to do, feeling depressed about doing it and continuing, it just progressed and progressed and progressed, and it got to a point where like where Jess we had talked, and she was asking me to go do something about it, and so and throughout the whole time, I mean, it wasn't just a one-time conversation, but multiple conversations of over the course of a couple of years, like just talking about how it's becoming a problem.
Yeah. How did those go? Like, cause was it like, oh yeah, or like maybe unpack that a little bit. Like, how did that go?
To be honest, I honestly don't remember, because I like to say I have a good memory. Obviously, if you just watched, you heard that I didn't remember my wedding date, but wedding year.
I'm sure you're correct.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But no, I fairly have a good memory. I at least can remember pictures and visions and kind of like, oh, what happened. I honestly don't remember much of mid 2010 to most of 2011. Like I have bits and clips and pieces.
Sure.
But like those are like the lost years of my, like I have no idea what happened in those years.
For sure.
And so
for sure.
Like I know we probably did have conversations. She's told me we did. I have no recollection of any of that at all.
Definitely. And then so you enter rehab, your first experience with that, what year was like, what time frame was that? And tell us about that experience.
So that was August of 2011. I do remember having a conversation with Jess, and I just, in one of my, like, I was in a coming out of it, kind of like getting ready to start back up again. Mentally. And I just remember being like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. And she was on the phone with the rehab, and they called and they got me a flight the next day. And so, I said I'd fly out. I flew to Delray Beach, Florida.
Okay.
When I got off the plane, I had my last drink my last drink for that time in the airport. I planned it, and then I went to detox for 10 days and then a 30-day rehab. And detox, I just remember feeling like probably the sickest I ever felt. And that was because they were medically weaning me off of alcohol for that moment.
Oh, sure.
And how to do that before I could go to rehab. And then when I got to rehab, learning that I wasn't like the only one experiencing this. There was probably about like 30 of us in this rehab. And it cycled out because everyone started at different dates. So like people would come and go as it went. But like knowing that I wasn't like, oh, there are other people around my age who have this issue. It's not, and are also not the people you see like stuck in the bar, like not the stereotypical. It's like, oh, these are people with jobs, people with lives and families too.
Yeah.
And so that was like a real eye opener for me there. But I wanted to, again, I'm struggling with like friends. And so I made friends there, but they had 2 tracks, and I kind of leaned more towards the AA track of like, I'm going to go the AA route. I'm going to go how this works because this is what everyone says works.
Yeah.
And Celebrate Recovery at the time, the Christian route wasn't like, I'd never really heard of it. And so like, it's like, I'm going to go this way because I've heard of this before. And my dad was one too. And so like, he told him about it too. And so like, I decided to go do this route and hang out with my friends and learn and go through that. And so when I like went through that first rehab, I came back ready to go, and follow the plan, which was like, I was given by my counselor, go to 90 meetings, 90 days. And that way you can stay sober. And, just the meetings are going to help you get through it. The meetings, people in the room are going to help you get through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I went and I got plugged in at these AA meetings and, went once a day or, for 90 days. I got my 90-day chip.
Wow.
And
it's huge.
Like made some friends and they like invited me to a poker tournament that they like, there's a house poker tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ended up winning like $500 that night.
Let's go.
But then I took that $500 and went home. And I remember saying like I can do this like by myself. And I took that $500 and I bought a beer. And I remember like taking my like 90-day chip and like literally throwing it out the window and being like, I got this. And drinking a beer again.
Yeah.
And so that was after 90 days sober. And it was like I knew I had it.
Yeah.
I was under control. And I was wrong. Spoiler.
Yeah.
So
wow.
I went right back. It's like within maybe 2 weeks, I was right back to where I was pre-rehab. Like from one beer to like that 24 pack and a half of a handle.
Wow.
Right there. And that was a lot. That was a lot for Jess. And thinking back on it, that was a lot for me. And that was one of the things I was warned about is you can't stop. Like you'll get right back to where you were real fast. It just goes faster. And so
Yeah. Wow. And what's that time frame? Like you said, so you had 90-day sobriety, you had that beer, and then was it just kind of immediately just kind of going right back into that?
Yeah, it was pretty much right after Christmas, like of 2011. And so January is really when I picked back up.
Yeah.
And then end of January I was right back to where I was early February.
Yeah, for sure.
2012.
For sure. And I think if anybody's human, there's probably that, if they understand that spiral effect of just like, okay, I did it. I just feel guilty. You just keep doing that because that guilt just tends to compound on itself, and then you're just like spiraling. Right. And so at what point did you go from like this rehab experience number one, then your journey also includes another journey of rehab number two.
Yeah.
Right. Unpack that. Like, how did you end up there?
So, I remember my wife having a conversation with me again.
Yeah.
Second conversation, same room. I remember it. And she was like, I'm going to call him again. And she was on the phone and she had talked to him a couple of days prior. Like, I know she talked to him before and just been like, he's back at it again. Like, and she said that they had a room available if I wanted to go again. And I said, yes, I'll go.
Same place.
Same place.
Okay.
Same thing.
Okay.
It worked for 90 days. So in my head, it's going to work again. Like,
sure.
And I think and I know what I messed up with this time is I just drank. So this time I'm not going to drink. Like, that's all I'm going to do this time. That's what I told myself. And so, this is February 21st of 2012.
Okay.
We drive to the airport. I'm supposed to get on a flight. I get past the TSA security gate and I decide this time cause I'm planning it, like my last drink is going to be here in the Omaha airport. And then I'm not going to drink the rest of the time, like till I get there. So I remember going up to the bar in the airport, sitting down, ordering a beer. And then the next scene in my head, like this whole couple days, all just clips, like almost like I see myself doing it.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember being my eyes. I just see my body doing it, almost like an out of body experience.
Yeah.
But like, so I saw myself ordering, and then the next scene I see, I'm in an ER room at in Omaha arguing with a security guard in the room, and then so I'm arguing with him, and then I see myself like, and this is like, if kids are listening, like it's a little more than a lot here, so just be aware. Totally. But I see myself ripping off my belt, throwing it around my neck and trying to lock it in.
Okay.
In the emergency room while I'm arguing with the security guard. And I see myself fighting with the security guard. I'm trying to lock it in.
Yeah.
And he's trying to rip it out of my hand, and he eventually wins and unlocks it. And then the next scene I remember is myself sitting in the airport it must have been the next day, apologizing to the flight attendants about getting drunk and telling them not to serve me no matter what. Like, and if they can pass it on I had to transfer. So pass on the next thing, like, do not serve me, like, at all.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that was clip. And then next clip I see was getting myself I was walking into the detox. I don't know what happened in that time. I don't know, like, why, like, but it's a vivid memory in my head of like, oh, this is like real. And so, yeah, with that, I walk into the detox, and then in the detox, I check in. There's a common area, and so I sit on the common area. It's a different one than I went to last time.
Okay.
And sit on the couch and like about an hour, like just talking with the other people. Like we're all just trying to come off it, so we're very tired, very kind of sick.
Yeah.
And about an hour later, the nurse and worker comes in with a guy, and they sit him on the couch across from me. And this guy he's on a mix of uppers and downers and alcohol. Like, he is just out of it.
Yeah.
And they go to go finish the paperwork and intake, and we can hear his parents crying, like, in the lobby. And so we're trying to talk to this guy to find out, a little about him. And he's just mumbling and grumbling and like can't really talk or anything. And then, we sit there for about another hour. We're just all kind of talking, getting to know each other a little bit. And then he throws up on his shirt. So he's been there for 2 hours and threw up on his shirt. And at that point, then they said, okay, it's lights out, time for everyone to go to bed. So we all go to our rooms. And the next morning, we wake up and we're supposed to, there's a schedule that they told us an intake we're supposed to follow. So wake up, shower, go out to breakfast. Well, we weren't allowed out of our rooms. And so we look out the window, like, at a roommate, and we were looking out the window. And they had told us that, that guy that came in last night overdosed last night.
Oh, man.
And died.
Oh, wow.
And
it's tragic.
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
It's been 14 years. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
But I think that was the most, like, yes, I feel terrible that he died, but it was very impactful to me.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the other people in there too is like, it's not a game, and it's real. Like, it's real. And so, yeah, that was the start of my rehab. And I remember, like, in that detox, just being like, okay, God, like, I didn't give it up to you before. I justified it.
Yeah.
I'm going to fully trust in you this way.
Yeah.
Like, if this is what it is, it is. If not, however I come out of this rehab, that's what's going to happen. So, yeah.
So you were talking, like, at the airport. Do you feel like that was kind of more of like a premonition, in a sense, of just kind of like maybe just like a warning to say, hey, like, if you keep going down this road, this is how bad this is going to get? Or was that a vision of reality?
No, that was real. I do know I went to the, like, I do know they took me day one to the emergency room.
Okay.
And then they let me on the flight the next day.
Oh,
so
okay.
that was real. That was real.
That was a real thing.
That was a real thing.
I was I thought this was like a premonition vision kind of thing.
No, that was like this is just clips in my head of like how I remember it. But that was. So you
so you were like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bar, have a beer, and then you ended up just kind of like, like, oh wow, I'm here. And then you have that reality, and then you have the reality of, somebody else who's there at rehab, overdoses. And I'm sure a couple of those things just kind of wake you up. You're like, wow, this is how scary things can get out of hand and where they could lead. And I'm sure that was quite startling for you.
It was. It definitely was. It was so much so, like, the first night when I got to the actual rehab, the treatment center, every night you had the option to go to Celebrate Recovery or to AA. So I went to Celebrate Recovery because I just had that, like, conversation in detox with God. And it was so fitting. It was they had in the main group moment, they had a wooden cross to the front, and the guy speaking was like, all right, I have these index cards. If you have anything you need to, like, leave at the foot of the cross, write it down here and go do that.
Yeah.
And I remember writing down, like, my alcoholism, like, the struggle with it, and just leaving it there.
Yeah.
think that was such a good kickoff, like just the physical act of doing that, but like also like all of that, like this is 2-3 days like of just, oh wow, to I'm totally committed. And it was like,
wow,
it was very impactful 3 days of my life. Like, and I only remember one of them, like one of the days. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then, so how long was rehab number 2? Like, how long is the program typically?
30 days average. Like most people do 30 days. Some people go up to 90 depending on what you need. But like mine was 30. So I did another 30. And then when I came back, I knew we need to get plugged into a church. We'd been bouncing around from churches and like prior to, and doing that whole like, oh, we don't like this church thing, or like there's something wrong here, or whatever. Like, we'll find one. We're still looking. We're good.
Yep.
But no, we knew we needed to get plugged in, and we ended up going to getting plugged into this church called Candlewood Church in Omaha.
Okay.
And I really have to like give a lot of like thanks and praise to like my good friend Dan and his wife Steph.
Oh, let's go.
And then Jimmy and his wife Beth. How when we first walked in the door, they met us.
Wow.
Like not knowing, greeted us, and then instantly invited us to go like have lunch with them.
Oh, come on.
And in that moment, them not knowing our story, knowing what's going on, knowing that I just came out, like, that was, they were really truly the church for us.
Oh, wow.
Like, and knowing that, like, I mean, like they know now, but like knowing back then, they had no idea what was going on, or like how important that was to us.
Oh, that's huge.
So being able to get plugged in and having like a church family instantly, or like someone to come and be the church for us, like when we were in this struggle, and like knowing that like when I come back, I was in a pivotal, like, is it going to stick? Is it not going to stick? What's going to happen? So
wow. Yeah. That's amazing. Just the importance of just a church family and people just loving you and meeting you like at the door. And just that's powerful, and you just celebrated how many years of sobriety?
14.
14. Come on. That's amazing.
So
that's awesome, man.
Good. Yeah. Thanks.
Congratulations. That's huge. I love that. Matt, I just want to just say thank you for sharing your story and just being honest and open. I just know as people hear it, it's going to stir their hearts up. And I just want to give you the last word, Matt, just because, man, if you could sit with somebody who's listening and they're struggling, whether it's alcohol, I mean, you name it, right? You fill in the blank. What would you say to them?
I would say you've got to want it. Like you want it. You're struggling, and you've got to want it. God wants it for you. You deserve it to be sober, to give this up. And so whatever you do, you need to share, talk, or ask for the help. And there's people who will figure out and help you. I know there's guys at our church, like I know them who also struggle with even addiction, like with drugs. Like they're very similar, but like there's people all around us in church that have that struggle. Yeah. And there's people who can talk and at least experience that and share that. And so like if you are struggling with that, and then to connect. And then if you're a family member or someone who cares about someone who's going through this, like
it's good.
Like it's hard as this to say, like you can pray for them, but they're not going to change until they're ready. And so like pressuring them and forcing them, or beg, like you can plead, beg, just pray and ask that God has a heart transformation in them, that they want that. And so, I mean, it's a hard thing. That's our story. Just my part of our story. And so,
Man, I appreciate it once again, man. And thanks again for sharing your story. I know that God's going to use it to impact lives, and know that we appreciate you and your family, and we love you guys. And thanks for being honest and open. Thanks for being on Harvest Valley Life. Appreciate you, man.
Perfect.
Love it.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the Harvest Valley Life podcast. We would love for you to get connected with us. To discover more about Harvest Valley, go to our website at harvestvalley.church. Again, thanks for listening, and be sure to join us for our next episode.